England seacoast and sunny Mexico, it's time for Channel Reviews. Please welcome your fabulous hosts, Mr. Dee Nimmin and Daniel Batal.
Whew. Boy, you know, it doesn't matter how long we spend in between episodes, that band always remains sounding tight, tight, tight.
And they play the same song every time, and it just keeps getting better and better. Daniel, how you doing, sir? Welcome back.
Good. It's good to see you. It's good to see everyone in the chat today. If this is your first time here, let me explain what we're up to today. Dee and I have taken the idea of channel reviews and we've totally gamified it. All right. So what we do is we actually have a wheel that we spin. We're going to put a word into the chat. We're going to have you each type whatever that word is into the chat. We're going to pick a contestant using the Streamyard giveaway feature to pick someone right from the chat. And then we're going to bring them up. We're going to spin the wheel and we're going to have the wheel decide what it is we're going to look at on your channel in terms of best practices. And we basically have a 3-strike rule here. If you get 3 right, you move on to the final round where you can win fabulous Streamyard prizes. But if you get 3 strikes and 3 wrong, then we move on to the next contestant. So whichever one you hit first, that's what we're going to be doing. So pay attention to the word that Dee will provide, and we'll have you type that into the chat. It's good to see so many faces here too. Is that Nick Nimmin I see in there? Nick, you're not allowed to play because your channel is too well optimized. I'm just going to tell you that now. We're going to have to take you out of the running, my friend. So Dee, why don't you tell them about the tool we're using actually to put the word into the chat and how it works.
I'm loading that up on the screen right now. We are using the Streamyard giveaway tool. If you're a Streamyard user, everybody has access to this tool for free. You go to streamyard.com/giveaway. And by the way, if you don't have Streamyard and you're trying to figure out what you're going to use for live streaming, we've got a link to Streamyard down in the description below. You can get started with Streamyard for free. That's what we're using today to pull comments up on the screen. That's how we're sharing our screen. That's how we're running this entire show. So you can do a show just like this too. Just like this. You can do a show like this too. We're running iPads and stuff like that and sending stuff back and forth, but you can do any sort of show that you want here on Streamyard. So the way this works is you simply type in this word in the chat right now, and we're going to change this word throughout the show. Type this in, and as the entries pile up here, I'm going to run this. Daniel's going to give me a drum roll, and then it's going to automatically pick a winner. We're going to choose that winner, pull them up, then we're going to spin the wheel, and this wheel is going to dictate what we look at on your channel. And I believe, Daniel, I think you went through the whole process of explaining how everything else works here.
Yep, I think that hopefully we're up to speed here. So whenever you're ready to draw, we have 45 entries in now. Whenever you're ready to hit that draw button, feel free. We'll have the drums roll.
We have 56 now. I think we'll wait. Wait till it gets to 60.
60. 60 is our magic number.
Well, we got a couple more. There we go. 64.
64.
You guys, you ready?
Let's do it.
Hit that drum roll. It's gonna be better not be Paul Peck. All I'm saying.
Paul Peck, the winner of all things.
Oh no, that was so close.
It was so close. It was almost Paul Peck. All right, so the first channel we're going to be looking at is Miscellaneous Mischief. I will get this right. Let me find that channel.
Miscellaneous Mischief. I absolutely love that.
It's tongue twisters. It's like that. There's one channel that always goes to Nick's. It's on Nick's streams. It's Malevolent Elephant, and I can never say that. I look at it.
Malevolent. I can't say that either.
Malevolent Elephant. Come on, people.
So everybody in the chat right now, who's fired up to get their channel reviewed? Right?
I am.
I get messages. You know, as soon as we stop the last show, the comments start, the DMs start. Hey, I missed your stream. Can I get a channel review? Today's your day. We do this only while we're live. We don't do this in the comments after the fact. We do it while we're actually live. Fired up. Look at that. Rock Climbing Grandma says fired.
Yeah.
T-shirt by design. Me. Everybody is. Everybody is. Yeah. So everybody has a fair chance here. Every single person has a fair chance, and we're just going to crank through these. So let's get the first one pulled up. Daniel, you ready?
Yeah, you can pull that up right there.
There we go.
Hold on, let me just grab a, we're going to need a wheel spin here. So let me pull open our magical mystery wheel because the wheel is what we use to decide. Now, we already saw the channel. It's right there, but we don't look at anything. The wheel decides what we're going to look at. And here's our fabulous wheel that tells us what to look at. So let's give that a spin and let's figure out what it is we're going to look at. Come on, drums. There it is, pinned comment. So what we're going to be paying attention to here is, does this channel use pinned comments in the content to try to push viewers towards another piece of content? Something that's really important for driving more views. If you've got someone already watching one video and you have spots where you can recommend another, like a pinned comment, use that. You want to go right to their newest video, D? Is that what we're going to judge them by?
Let's go for it.
All right, let's do that. Let's pull up their latest video, and we're going to scroll down here, and we have no comments. Oh, man, I hate to see that happen right off the bat, you know? Should I leave a comment? Tell them to put a pinned comment in?
You should. You should. And I feel like I missed this.
Oh, there we go. All right. Add a pinned
I
comment.
clicked it and it didn't work. There we go.
Well, listen, so easy a monkey can do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right onto the wheel again and let the wheel decide what it is that we're going to take a peek at next. If I can get my wheel to work as well. It's going to be one of those mornings.
And I just want to say, while you're doing that, I want to say, if you're not taking advantage of pinned comments to send people to a relevant video, to the video that they just watched, or a relevant playlist, you are literally leaving views on the table. So many people say, how do I get views? How do I get more views? How do I grow? A pinned comment is one way that you do that.
Not only views, but how do you get YouTube to start recommending more of your content? Give them positive traffic signals. Get those viewers to click something else that's another piece of your content, and YouTube can pick up on those traffic signals and start implementing it on their end.
Yep.
Wheel spin.
That was your last video, by the way.
That was my last video. So nerve-wracking. Looks like link in the description. Now, link in the description is an important thing because it's another one of those spots where you're able to push the viewer towards another piece of content. So I'm going to look right here. We're going to stay right on this video. I'm going to open the show more. In a perfect world, I would recommend putting a link in the description right up top here where it is above that show more. And if I look down, I see TikTok, Instagram. I use Filmora 10. I appreciate that. The only thing I'm not seeing is a link to another piece of content. Unfortunately, that's going to be strike two. Man, that's a hard way to start right there. I understand, but don't worry. You're still in the game. You still have one more chance to pull this together. So let's see if we can potentially have the wheel help you out here.
And by the way, it's not too late to go through and change that stuff. When the stream is over, go back and add those pinned comments, add those links, optimize your videos.
Well, there it is, cards. And it's funny, this is the first three things we had right off the bat are areas where people can start recommending more of their own content. So let's see if there's actually cards in this content. I'm going to scroll up and I do actually see a card. I see many cards. The wheel says, just pick a card, right? Any card. I would say, watch how many cards you put into your content. Because remember, every time you add something, you're asking something of the viewer. So if you have cards all over the place and you're sending all kinds of people in different directions, not only are you asking them to do a lot, you're flooding them with a lot of requests. Click this, click this, click this, click this. But you're also sending them in a lot of different directions. Consider trying to send them more in one direction, and then YouTube can actually pick up on that and implement that traffic signal. But that is a win, D. So we're 2 strikes and one correct. What do we call it correct?
2 strikes and 1 not strike.
An unstrike.
An unstrike.
It's an unstrike.
It's an unstrike, yeah.
All right. So let's open the wheel again and let's see what we got next.
The wheel is the great equalizer. Here we go.
Optimize titles. Optimize title. D, I'm going to let you roll with this, and let's go back to the channel, and let's take a look at some of the
Zoom in
titles
here.
on this homepage, and you tell me what you see. Do you want to look at the videos page, or would you rather look at the homepage?
Let's look at the videos page.
Okay, let me pull out the old magnifying glass because we're old and we need all the help we can get to see things.
We do. Okay, so Miss Mischief, August bin cage setup and tour. What else? DIY catch rope. End of July cage tour. Wood free chew toy. Man,
So this is some sort of a pet channel, correct? Is that what I'm getting here?
Yeah, this is a pet channel. I would say some of these are optimized. Some of these are not optimized. Man, I'm right on the fence on this one.
Board Rats, an original song. Some of this is music. Let's have a party. If I went up to somebody and I said, okay, tell me what my channel is about. Let's have a rat party. Board Rats, an original song. DIY catch rope. August bin cage setup. I'm with you. I'm on the fence. I'm going to say this. She's got she has 2 strikes and 1 right, 1 unstrike. So let's give her a fighting chance. We're going to say that you've got decent titles. I would work on these though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know off the bat that I like the fact you're talking about cages and rats, but I would put it together a little more simple for the viewer to understand what's in it for them, right? Like the best cage setup for your rat would be a great title because you're speaking to me as a viewer like, oh, I've been trying to figure out the right cage setup. And if you, instead of just saying, cage tour, start talking to the viewer and make recommendations like why you did the cage a certain way and let them find the value in some of that stuff.
There's an amazing thing that happens when you do a tiny little shift, and instead of your channel talking about you, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, look at me, tiny little shift. This is for the viewer. What's in it for the viewer? What can the viewer get out of this? So instead of like, this is what I'm doing, give it a little spin on that and make it about what the viewer it can get value from.
Yeah. Speaking of spins.
Yeah.
How'd you like that segue? Was that good? Was that smooth?
That was hard.
Oh, right on the line. Host's choice. So now,
you know what we need?
What we need?
You know what we need? I just realized we need an audience choice.
Oh, we do need an audience choice.
We need an audience choice. So when it lands on that, the audience can decide.
Okay, we're going to add one of those in. I like the way you're thinking, D. You're moving with this right now. So let me do this.
Slow today, but I'm getting there. I'm warming up.
We're not getting any younger here. It's tricky. Let me see this. Let me see if we can pull up this channel. So we're looking at, it was your choice. I'm going to let you choose, D, because I made the decision on the last one, and I gave that to her for clear titles. So can you do me a favor and decide what it is you might want to talk about? Things we have left are things like clear thumbnails, consistent uploads, end screens, value proposition, playlists.
End screens.
End screens. All right.
Yes. Does she have end screens?
Let's go. And I'm going to go right to the latest video because I realized maybe sometime in an older video, you didn't realize you should put end screens. So maybe a newer one, you might realize I should put one here. Let's scroll all the way to the end. Do we have an end screen? We have 2 end screens. So that would mean she's got 3 right and she's moving on to the final round. Congratulations. Let's put miscellaneous mischief into the wheel for the end of the game here. At the end of the game, what we're doing is everybody who wins, we put all the winners' names into a giant wheel, we spin it, and then whoever that lands on, you get to pick from the Streamyard catalog of merchandise, which is awesome giant coffee mugs that you could bathe a baby in, t-shirts, hoodies, you name it. There's all kinds of stuff, and you get to get your choice of anything in the catalog. So D, why don't we pull up another word that we can put into the chat? And let the people enter for another chance at getting up there.
The next word is streamer. So type in streamer in the chat just the way you see it. Once we get a handful of entries in here, we're going to run the randomizer, the StreamYard giveaway tool. And that's what we're using right here. You can go to streamyard.com/giveaway to use this for free if you are a StreamYard user. And the way we're pulling it up on screen, we're simply doing a share screen where we can go in and just share the browser, which is streamyard.com/giveaway.
All right, I like it. I'm seeing if I can add a chat choice for this. That way, I like your idea, I like the way you're thinking.
Yeah, we can just grab them out of the chat. That's great. Are you ready to run those drums?
I think we're pretty good here. Yeah, you tell me when.
68 entries. I'm going to hit it. Oops, 70. Here we go. Let's run it. I love this. The most exciting part. As long as it's not Paul Peck.
There we go. Investmentos na tendencia. All right, listen, don't grade me on my horrible attempt at pronunciating any Spanish words. I'm going to try to type that. Now, you got to pull it back up because I have to type that. You got to show me.
Yeah, I have a feeling here that their titles and everything might be in Spanish.
Okay.
So we might have a problem when it comes to like optimized titles because my Spanish isn't good enough to determine if their titles are optimized or not.
I was actually able to find this channel, so I'm going to give it there. Yes.
Awesome.
All right. So, well, we'll just have to roll with this one, I think. Here's the channel. I'm not going to do anything right here. We're going to let the wheel decide, as always, and then hopefully this works out. I guess we do have a little bit of an issue with language barriers. So hopefully let's see. This is where we test our skills. Can we work beyond the language barrier? Let's find out.
I feel like the Spanish speaker next door. Come in and translate.
Come on, you're in Mexico. Wow, that one just went at the end of the line. Clear value proposition. When we talk about clear value proposition, what we mean is, at a glance, someone landing on this channel, would they understand what this channel's about and what the value is in it for them? This might be a little tricky, but I'm going to say right off the bat, looking at here, I think it's an investment channel.
Yeah, I think it's, it is.
Now, listen, if I can tell it's an investment channel and I don't speak the language natively, I see the dollar sign, I see investmentos na tendencia. So there's analysis and digital marketing. So I'm kind of getting what this is about. It's about investment strategies. I'm kind of getting that. It's so clear that in another language we know what it is. So I'm gonna give him that one. Congratulations.
Yeah, I would say this, though, in terms of the value proposition, I would like to see, and I know we're not talking about channel art here, I would like to see maybe some financial graphs or something up there in the header just to kind of really tie in the message up there.
Okay, now listen, my assistant Megan is saying that she's willing to try to translate for us here using via Google app. None of us are fluent. We're going to see if that will help us in any way. So let me do this. Let's go to the wheel again. We've already got one right. So I mean, that one win, one unstrike. Let's see if we can get another unstrike. Let the wheel decide what we're looking at. Oh, dang it.
Please don't. I think we need to spin it one more time. You know it would be that one. You know it would be that one.
We're going to spin one more time because we can't give you a fair assessment not having a fluent mastery of Spanish.
Yes. That's hilarious. What's it going to be?
There we go. Host choice D. Here's your opportunity to pick something we can do.
Pinned comment, because so many people forget the pinned comment.
Pinned comment. That's a good choice. So let me do this. Yep. Let me open up the most recent video. I'm just making sure it's not a live stream. It's 3 minutes, 28 seconds long. I'm assuming that's not a live stream. Perfect place to have a pinned comment. Let's scroll down. And I do not see a pinned comment there. Man, that's gotta hurt. So that's our first strike here. Really consider putting those pinned comments in because you can link to another piece of content. We don't just mean any pinned comment. Pinned comment, put a piece of content, a link to another video that would be relevant to that viewer, put it in your comment and then pin the comment so it stays above all the other comments as people are watching the videos. And it gives you a nice, obvious place to push that viewer towards more content that they might be interested in. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
Total sense. All right.
Spin that wheel.
I have to, hold on, let me get this out of the way. Wheel time. What are we, 1 and 1?
Yep. No, yeah, we're 1 and 1.
1 and 1.
One strike, one unstrike.
One unstrike. We need better names. What is it?
We do.
Optimized playlist. Okay, now wait a minute. We may be able to pull this off.
Let's see. Let's see if we can pull this one off.
Let's go back to the channel and let's see. When we say optimize playlist, that's really taking the content and putting it together into playlists that make sense, that have solid titles and that have descriptions in them. When I'm scrolling down, I'm not seeing anything on the homepage, but that doesn't mean you don't have them. If you do have them, I would absolutely recommend putting them onto the homepage where people can see them and they'll actually get to understand what, have groupings of your content so they can more readily understand where the value is. Because things like uploads and shorts, those they don't say anything. So when you're making a playlist, make sure you have playlists that have optimized titles and strong descriptions, the same way you would do with your video content. Let's go over to the playlist tab. I gotta say that this is definitely not, with only one playlist here with 5 videos. I'd have to say, and it's canal YouTube. It's not really talking. I'm not seeing anything in there that's screaming out the investment thing, and it's not on the homepage. So really think about trying to get those optimized playlists together. Help viewers get into a view funnel and watch more than one piece of content. So that's 1 win, 2 strikes.
One win, 2 strikes. A good example here, of course, in your own language would be something like new to investing, start here, or investment strategies for beginners. Something that really speaks to the viewer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spin it.
Let me move things out of the way. I'm having one of those moments, D.
But your camera's not freezing.
Well, that's good. I'm surprised. Give it now. Don't jinx me. What do we got? Did we already do on screens?
Nope.
Well, there's end screen, so I think this is an easy one for us. I think we can pretty easily tell whether or not you have end screens. So now listen, you've got 2 strikes and 1 unstrike. So if this is a strike, this is going to take you out of the game. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that this keeps you in. Let's scroll right to the end and let's see. And there is an end screen, my friend. Fantastic. We love seeing people push content to more of your own content. So well done on that. 2 strikes, 2 unstrikes.
Yep.
I need a shirt that says unstrike.
Unstrikes.
Unstrikes. All right, let me get this out of the way here. I will, I promise.
Next stop,
wheel spin. It's consistent uploads. When we talk about consistent uploads, do you explain to people what that means?
Consistent uploads is just, you can look at it a couple of different ways, but one way to look at it is you are uploading regularly in some sort of a consistent manner. Maybe it's once a week, maybe it's once a month, right? You got somebody like Mark Rober who does once a month, but they're absolute bangers. So some sort of consistent upload schedule to make sure that your viewers are constantly engaged with your channel.
All right, let's take a peek at the videos. And we have one from 3 days ago, another one from 3 days ago, one from 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 2 weeks 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 ago, 3 weeks ago. I don't know if it's the most consistent of publishing schedules. But I will say that he's putting out content very consistently onto the channel. So I think that's going to be a win right there. So that's our 3rd unstrike.
He moves on,
which means that means I have to type this name into the wheel. Gosh.
Just put in like investmentos.
Well, okay,
you'll know what that is. That's going to be the only channel with that name today, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Right. While he's typing that in, we've got 125 people in here. If you haven't given this a thumbs up yet, go ahead, smash that like button. Let us know that you're enjoying the stream. Let us know you're having a good time. And it's always good. It's always good when we finish a stream and you got a bunch of thumbs up to let us know that you had a good time. You've learned something. There it is, investmentos. Yep,
it's a
put
tough
that
one.
in.
Investment. I'm good. Well, you could pull up the next word and get that into the chat.
All right, so here's the next word. The next word to type into the chat, since we're talking about pinned comments, is pinned. The word pinned. Go ahead and type that in. I see Jenna down here who says, please choose me. So this is how it works in case you're just coming in. All of this is completely randomized. Everyone has a fair chance to actually win. Every channel that we pull up starts just like this. We put a word up onto the Streamyard giveaway tool like this. It's going to randomize a winner. It's going to choose a winner out of the chat. and then we pull them up that way. So if you're in the chat saying, choose me, choose me, choose me, you have a chance as long as you type in the word that we put up on the screen before we pull up the next channel.
Absolutely. That's
Just
the great
like
thing
that.
about this is anybody, not only can anybody play, but even channels that might think, oh, I wish, I should be better optimized, because the wheel picks for us. We've had channels that were better optimized that didn't make it into the final round just based on purely whatever the wheel had pulled up and just happened to catch them on some things that they didn't quite have nailed. And then channels that probably need a little more work got right to the final round just because they nailed the thing that the wheel happened to pick. So super important to make sure that you're trying to follow all these best practices.
It's crazy how that works. We've had channels before. I'm like, they're not going to make it, and then they ended up going on. The
moving
wheel
out of the final
decides. The wheel decides.
The
and
wheel.
You never know. You never know how it's going to work.
It
out.
shocks us as much as it does you.
It does. Okay.
Okay,
so
we got
there's
87 entries here. Do we want to try spinning this?
Yeah, I'm going to get a couple more. Let's get to 90, and then I'm going to spin it.
Okay, let's see if we can
We've
get
got
to 90.
87. We're going to jump over to 90. Then we're going to spin it. That's awesome. We've got 90 people in the chat right now typing the word in pinned. So this is for pinned comment. So if you're typing the word in pinned and you don't have pinned comment on your channel, when this stream is over, go put pinned comments on your channel.
Yeah, I know.
It looks
boy.
like we've maxed out.
I think we may have. It looks like it.
All right.
And remember, you only have to type it in once because it only picks once. If you type in the word more than once, it doesn't help your odds. So once is all you need to do. All right, let's throw that thing.
Ready?
Get that thing into a spin.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's see. Man, that's going fast.
All back. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
Okay, Dr. Ogby Edward. All right, well, let's see. Like Dee said, we're going to really hope that you actually have pinned comments, because if you got pulled up for that one and you don't, that's going to be a harsh reality for you.
Now, here's something really interesting, and this is what I love to see. So Chandra Author says in the chat, she says, guess who's pinning comments at the moment?
Nice.
Mission
Boy,
accomplished.
that's
Mission
exactly what
accomplished,
you
Daniel.
should be doing, is every one of
That's
these
right.
things, look at your channel and go, do I have pinned comments? Do I have end screens? And make sure you're using these features. I just published a video the other day where I got every single person I asked to send me a screenshot of what the up next video was on my newest video. And every person who sent me a screenshot in the first 24 hours had the exact same video being served to them by YouTube, only because I push people that way. I promise you this stuff works. We don't just say it as a best practice. If you can actually move those viewers towards other content and send back strong traffic signals, YouTube can actually pick up on those and start using them themselves to start understanding what they want to recommend alongside your own videos.
So we've got Fit Dad Chris. He says, guess who's adding cards to their live stream right now?
Nice.
We've got a bunch of people. Look at this. Everybody is taking action. Like, this is the whole point of the stream. So thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's what we love to see. That's a
We love
win.
it.
That's a win
Absolutely.
for us, and it's a
Yes.
win for you, I promise you. Shall we spin this wheel now?
Spin it.
Okay, well, please be pinned comment. It needs to be pinned comment now, right? Yeah, maybe not. It looks like end screen. So end screens is what we're going to go with here. So Dr. Ogby Edward, hope I'm saying that name right. I apologize if I'm not. We're going to go right to your newest video, and let's see if you're using end screens to push the viewer towards more content from your channel. Let me see. He looks like a doctor. He's got the scrubs on. And there we are. I see an end screen right there. That's fantastic. Nice. Awesome. And he's even pushing people to like, share, and subscribe. So that's really well done. And I like the fact that it's one end screen. It's not 3 different ones and making all these choices. I like when you push people in a very specific direction. Give them one choice. If you like this, try this one other thing. I think that's a pretty effective strategy, especially when you're a smaller channel where people don't quite know you as much and you're really trying to grow your community. That single push can be really powerful.
So let me get your opinion on something. Leave this up for a second here. And I've gone back and forth with this on my own channel, and I've tested things out, and I know you have too. Somebody gets to the end of your video like this. The way I see this now, and I made what I believe is a mistake early on, he's asking the viewer to do a bunch of different things here at once. Would you say, in your opinion, that it's more important to get them to click that next video?
Video. Video all day long. I like that
I'd say
he's
that too.
being proactive. Like I like that he took action. He has calls to action here, what we call CTAs, trying to get the viewer to do something instead of just saying goodbye, at the end of the video. And thank you for watching. Instead you were trying to get him to do something. But if you've got an end screen, instead of like, share, subscribe, those aren't nearly as powerful traffic signals as getting someone to watch another video. So that pointing, I would have been pointing over and say, hey, if you like what you saw here, check out this next video I've got on screen, or the ones that I'll link down below. I always like to say both, because sometimes people are watching from a device where the end screen doesn't get served, and you're going, click on the video on screen now, and the people are like, there's no video on screen. So if you tell them where to look, on screen or pinned or linked down below, then they'll go, oh, let me go down below and see this other video that they're talking about. I think that's the strongest play, personally, in my opinion.
100% agree with that.
Okay,
Let's
do
spin that
this.
wheel. Let's skin that smoke wagon. Let's do it.
Okay.
Bonus point for anyone who knows what movie that's from. Yeah.
There we go. Optimized titles. And it's the exact same thing we were talking about earlier. Do you explain to people, when we say optimized titles, what does that mean? Because I think people wrestle with titles sometimes more than any other thing on their channel.
Yeah, an optimized title is a very clear title that speaks directly to your target audience, right?
Yeah.
You don't ever want somebody to come to your video and look at your title and have no idea what your video is about. You need to be crystal clear what your video is about. That's an optimized title, speaking directly to your target audience in a clear manner that they don't have to pause to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so let's do this. Let's pull out the magnifying glass and let's take a peek. So without really knowing the value proposition, because we haven't really, the wheel didn't tell us to look at that, we're just going to look at titles and feel like, if I read this title, do I immediately know what it's about and what the value is in it for me as a viewer? Being a male nurse in Africa, kind of an interesting thing there, talking about what it's like to be I know exactly what it's about. How to become a doctor after a nursing degree. I like that title too. It tells me like what the value of it is for me as a viewer.
Yes.
Can money buy happiness? I don't know that it's
with the channel.
Out of alignment, but that's not what we're asking. Does it let me know what the video's about? Studying medicine from a non-science, practicing medicine in Nigeria as a woman. Boy, you know what? I got to tell you, I feel like all of these titles are really easy for me to understand as a viewer, and I would know what they're about and what value might be in it for me. If I was interested in practicing medicine in Nigeria as a woman, then that would be the video I would watch. So I'm gonna say those are a win. I think that's our first unstrike.
I love it.
I need a better word. I really do. All right, let's get that wheel a spinning again. Lord knows we love us a wheel spin.
Tombstone was the movie.
Tombstone.
Yes.
Man, I love that. I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry, yeah. One of my favorite movies. What do we have? It's going to be...
Again, the pinned comment, so important, because it's right there in your face. If anyone's watching your video and they enjoy it and they scroll down to leave a comment, you should have one pinned. And when we say pinned, we mean pushing you towards another piece of content, not just pinning anything that you want. So let's see if we've done what we're talking about here. Well, it is pinned. The comment here is pinned, but it just says
not using
it's someone else's. Great one, Izzy. I was thinking also if female doctors get confused as nurses too. So what was pinned is, unfortunately, it doesn't really push the viewer towards more content. It was sort of a random thing, and unless you knew exactly what it was talking about, this doesn't really help move the viewer towards more of your content and send positive traffic signals. So I'm going to say
the first or second strike.
I think that's the. Well, yeah, I get a call there. I think that's first. I think that's one strike and one unstrike.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong with that, we'll put it to the chat room. One strike and one unstrike.
Let us know in the chat if we're wrong on that. It's hard to keep track of this sometimes.
How do people do this for a living? Let's just ignore that and roll. All right, 1 and 1. 2 unstrikes. Megan says it's 2 unstrikes.
Okay. Cards.
cards. All right, so let's take a peek. So Megan says there's 2 unstrikes and 1 strike. Is that correct?
So this could be the game changer for the channel.
So this could be the game changer. Let's find out. You want to stay right here?
Let's stay here.
Cards. Let's just see. I already know, looking up in the upper right, I see that white dot that tells me there's a card. So that is huge. That is a huge thing to see happen. We love it when people use cards in all of these spots to push people in one direction. I love that there's 1 video here. That's what I love about this. Not 18 cards, but 1. Best practices, people, if you are putting a card, YouTube recommends that you put your card about 80% of the way or more through the video. Okay, so near the end. The reason being for that, a lot of people go like, well, shouldn't I put it on sooner so they see it? Or if everyone has like these weird strategies. But what you'll find is people who actually watch near the end of your video, those are people that have already gone through the sales funnel. You know that they're interested in the content because they've gotten near the end. And by proxy, they are more likely to click a card if you put it at the end. So there's a bit of strategy in there and putting them later near the end. It doesn't interrupt the current video, and those really invested viewers are more likely to click. So that's why we put it near the end. Let me see. I see
so many videos. As soon as you hit play, a card shows up.
Yep.
I see that happen. So I even see it happen on really big channels. Like as soon as you hit play, the card shows up, and I'm thinking, okay, well, you're just giving the viewer an opportunity to leave this video as soon as they hit play.
Well, wait a minute. Was that so? If we did the count right, was that 3 unstrikes?
Yeah, they move on.
Oh my gosh, that's a moving on.
All
right. Okay, congratulations. That is a big win right there, my friends. All right, so let me make sure I have that channel logged in here.
While you're logging that channel in, the next word, and we haven't had a chance to look at thumbnails yet, so that is the word for everybody to type into the chat right now. Type in the word thumbnail, and we're using the Streamyard giveaway tool. They're going to randomize a winner, and we're going to pull your channel up if you are the winner. So type in the word thumbnail just the way you see it.
We do love us some thumbnails.
We do love us some thumbnails. I'm surprised we haven't pulled that one up yet.
I know. That's weird. Sometimes that's for the wheel. That's the wheel. That's what the wheel does. It makes all the decisions for us.
The great equalizer. All right. There we go. Got the thumbnails coming in just like that. Type it in. And you only have to type it in once.
Yeah.
The Streamyard giveaway tool does have a spam feature built into it. So you can't just sit there and just type in thumbnail. That's hard to say 3 times. Can you say that 3 times?
No.
Thumbnail.
No, because then thumbnails will show up. It's just like Beetlejuice.
Yeah. That's right. Just like Beetlejuice. I'm here for your daughter, Chuck. Classic movie.
Here we got 74. You guys are really in today. I'm excited about how excited you are. I love seeing when we have so many of you trying to get in, trying to get their channel up here and get reviewed. This has been a lot of fun. And again, if you're a little late to the show, whoever is every time one of the contestants moves on to our final wheel spin at the end of the game, you actually can win real prizes. You can pick right from the Streamyard catalog, t-shirts, hoodies, awesome coffee mugs. Streamyard probably has the best coffee mugs out there. They're huge, and I love them. And you get to take your pick. Probably.
Okay, let's just talk about this for a second. I have, for reference, a normal coffee mug, and this is a Streamyard. Look at how big. And it has girth. It's not just like wider. I can't tip it over because there's water in there, but it's easily 15 to 20% wider in girth than the standard.
I don't know where they get them from, but they're fantastic. But it's my favorite coffee mug by far.
You ready to roll this thing?
I'm ready to roll.
Here, we got 80 people. Ready?
There we go. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay, who do we got?
Elizabeth says it's a soup mug. It is what it is. Yeah.
There we go. The journey awaits. The journey awaits.
Congratulations. The journey awaits. Daniel's going to pull your channel up, and we're going to spin the wheel, and the wheel is going to decide what we're going to look at today when it comes to your channel. And the thing I love about the wheel is you never know. It's completely unpredictable. We don't know what it's going to look at. We don't know if you're going to, like, your channel might be missing a lot of things, but you might actually move on to the final stage because the wheel decides things that you do pass on. That's one of the cool things.
Totally random. We've seen the craziest things happen. So we do have the channel right here. You can go ahead and pull that up quickly. It's The Journey Awaits. I don't know what this channel is about. It could be a band waiting for Steve Perry to come back. Good luck with that. Don't stop believing.
Good luck with that. Boy, that guy's got a
Oh man. But what we're gonna do here is let's get the wheel out. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna move things around. All right. I got so many things on my screen. You go down. All right. Let me make sure that the wheel is reset. We want all of the slices
the wheel.
here.
Here we go.
Completely reset. Let's spin it.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
All right, looks like end screens. We're seeing a lot of end screens, pinned comments, cards. Boy, and you know what? I don't mind that coming up because I really think they are so important, and it's such a simple thing to do that people forget to do it, that I always want to make sure that we smash it into people's memory. Don't forget to use cards. Don't forget to use end screens. Don't forget to use pinned comments and links in your description. So important to push people towards more content.
And you just nailed it. Like, YouTube gives us all of these tools to use. They allow us to use a pinned comment. They allow us to put links in the description. They allow us to add cards. They allow us to put end screens in there. If you were not using those things that YouTube gave you to get more views, then you can't really ask, how can I get more views, if you're not taking advantage of the tools that YouTube gave us so we can actually get more views.
And if anybody is saying, well, how do I get YouTube to put me in suggested, recommend my content more? I promise you, I've got all the data on my own channel from my most recent video. Using cards, end screens, link in the description, and pinned comments can actually help you get recommended by YouTube on the sidebar and in the up next more often. So please make sure you're using them, all right? So we're looking at end screens. So I'm here at their most recent video.
Right,
let me scroll over. Let me just see, do we have, and there we have an end screen. Fantastic. The Journey Awaits has another piece of content pinned there. Very nicely done, my friend. That's, let's keep track. That is one unstrike.
One unstrike. What can we call that? Can you guys let us know in the chat what we need to call an unstrike? If you win, do we just call it a win? Like just one win and one strike?
I don't know. Okay, what do you guys think in the chat? Give us another better name for an unstrike.
Because it sounds like an unstrike, we take a strike away.
Yeah,
right? That's
there's a
what
strike,
it sounds like. And that's not it.
And a hit? I don't know.
I don't know what feel like a win? It's one win?
One win, a check mark, a win. We've got win, check mark, one yes. One strike and one yes. I kind of like that. Call it a blast. A base, a gold star.
A gold star. That's all we need. We have the X's. We need like little gold stars.
Oh yeah, we do. That would be good. All right, I like that one too. A base hit.
I like how
call it a Dtal. That's D and Batal put together, apparently.
That's hilarious.
Let's spin. While we're thinking, let's spin.
Spin it. Gold star. I like that.
Gold star. All right, there we go. Pinned comment is coming up a lot. Is this wheel weighted? I mean,
I'm starting to wonder. And here's the thing: because this keeps coming up, and you've had plenty of time to go in and add pinned comments. If you still don't have a pinned comment by now, when we put your channel up, we're going to give you 2 strikes. We're going to give you 2 strikes. You're going
to get 2. Well, yeah, we still call those strikes, right? Okay, yes. We're going to get no gold stars or bases or details.
You're getting a double strike today if you don't have a pinned comment.
All right, I'm scrolling. Man, it's so easy to put a pinned comment here, folks. It's so important. Please make sure that you put a pinned comment in your video content. Make sure you link to another piece of content that's relevant. And after you post that comment, go back and just on the 3, there's right to the side. If you look when you put a comment, if you scroll over, they have what they call the ellipsis. It's the 3 little dots. When you hover, you can either delete, edit, or pin any comment on your video. Put your own comment up, put it linking to another piece of content, and pin that so it stays at the top no matter how many other comments come in. I promise you, it's worth the effort. It's worth the effort.
Can we do a double strike? Can we do a double strike moving forward if they don't have a pinned comment?
Listen.
Can we gamify this and skip a step if they don't have a pinned comment by now? Can we do that?
It's like double Jeopardy.
I don't. What's the chat think? Chat, yes or no?
Are we allowed to do double? We allowed to do if yes for a double or no for a double? Yes or no? Would you like us to do double down on things that we've been hammering this whole stream? Yes, then you get 2 strikes if it's something like a pinned comment, and no if you think that we need to just leave it as it is. What do you think? I'm thinking no, yes, yes, yes. I don't know. Yes, no. It's like a 70-30.
Yes.
I'm seeing, I'm letting you guys decide. I'm seeing more no's, more yeses than no's. All right, for this one, we won't take it out on you right now, but moving forward, anyone else, if it's something like a pinned comment that we've talked about all day here in cards, you're going to get a double strike for it. All right. Double the points.
Starting not now, but starting the next channel.
The very next spin. The very next spin. Let me go to the next spin.
The next spin.
This is how we go. Where are we at?
Right.
A yes and a no right now? We had a star and a strike?
We got a star and a strike.
I got so wrapped up. I got confused as to where we're at with this channel.
Stars and strikes. That should be the name of our podcast. Stars and strikes.
Oh man. All right. So here we go. Moving forward. That's only a single. So you got a strike and a star so far. Let's see what the wheel tells us next.
It's a great comment here that I want to address when this is over.
There it is. Optimized titles. Dee, pull that comment back up and address that, please.
Yeah, so the question here, and this is actually a really, really good question. We don't have so many comments yet, so wouldn't it look a bit spammy if we comment our own links? The answer is no. YouTube actually gives us this feature for a reason to allow us to do this. Even if you don't have comments today, listen, your next video could change everything on your channel. And what you want to do is, instead of thinking of individual channels, well, I don't have a lot of comments on this particular video, or maybe my last 10 videos, that could change with your next upload. That could change next week, next month. You never know the video that's going to shoot your channel into outer space, and the comments will flood in. And at that time, you're going to wish that you had optimized your playlist, your pinned comments, your links in the description, and all the tools that YouTube gives us, because at that time, you're going to be missing out on views when those views do start to come. So no, it's not spammy. All you're doing is saying, hey, watch next, and give them a little title that's relevant to the video that they just watched, and the link out to another video. That's it.
I asked your brother Nick when the right time to start pinning comments was, and you know what he said?
What?
Start right now. Start right now, people. Get in there and do it now. There's no better time than now. The feature is there. Listen to Dee. He would not steer you wrong.
Usually I wouldn't steer you wrong.
Depends if it's a Thursday.
I'm getting in comments. I might. No. Listen, we're not going to steer you wrong on any of this stuff. Like, take advantage of the tools that YouTube gives us to get more views.
Hold on a second. All right.
It's not spammy at all.
Now, we had spun, this last one was optimized titles. So what we're going to look at here, let me get the old magnifying glass out, is whether or not these titles are optimized. Do they really make it easy for the viewer to understand exactly what this content is about, and hopefully support the value proposition? So I'm going to look really quickly. I'm like, dinner and a movie, Mulan, preview of Live Sunday. A little lost on what that is. The Journey Awaits Live. No idea what that is. The Journey Awaits Live. Your Harley Creek can't truncated, so I can't even really tell what that is. Antique Mall, Lakeland, Florida. I mean, that kind of tells me what this is, but is this optimized to let me know as a viewer what I would want to watch this video and what the value is in it for me?
It looks to me like the titles are more just about like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing, instead of having titles that speak directly to the viewer, your target audience. Because you can see here, Daniel and I are struggling to figure out what your videos are about.
Yep. And not only that is when we roll through, like I just got to this one, Disney's Vero Beach Resort and Room Tour. That's the closest I've seen to an optimized title. Because if I was trying to stay at Disney's Vero Beach and I wanted to know what the resort and rooms look like, this is an optimized title. But even then it could be better. It's very optimized for the machine and not for the viewer, but at least I get it. I go, oh, it's a resort and room tour of Disney's Vero Beach. Don't be afraid to write your titles that way and say, Disney Vero Beach Resort and Room Tour. You don't have to keep putting vertical bars in and then write Disney again. You've already got Disney in there once. Right. So YouTube optimizing it, make it easy for the viewer to understand, all right? So that a viewer passing by just goes, oh, I know what that is, and I'd be interested in it. I would have to say, honestly, I'm going to say that this one didn't do it for me. I think that's 2 strikes.
That's 2 strikes.
But the great thing is you're not out of the game. That's because we have a wonderful wheel that decides who's in and out of the game. Let's spin it.
What's going to be?
Won't be.
Oh. What is it? Oh.
Host's
Your
choice.
call.
My call.
Your call.
All right. What's something I haven't seen? I'm going to go with value proposition, a clear value proposition. This is something that every channel should have. When someone lands on your channel and just happens to click over, like saw a video and said, let me go check out this channel, they should be able to land in a minute. They should understand exactly what the channel's about, who the target audience is, and why they should watch this content as opposed to anything else that they might get served in a specific watch session. So let's take a look at that channel and see, does this channel actually have a clear value prop? Let's start right up top. I'm looking at this channel art. It says the journey awaits, but there's nothing else in here. I've got, it looks like there might be some Disney. There's the Toy Story, and then there's some falls, and then there's a couple at Disneyland, and then there's the land speeder. I gotta be honest with
Falcon.
you.
I'm gonna let him win just because he got the Millennium Falcon.
Does that mean it's a win?
Not really.
I think that it's about Disney, but I got to tell you, this is not really clear. Especially a value proposition doesn't end right with the channel art, right? It goes down into the content below.
Before we strike them down,
I'm not striking. I'm leaving it open.
Before we may strike them down, where we were going to decide on that one. If they were to add some clarity to their value proposition here, they're obviously doing something with Disney for some of the time, like some of their videos are going elsewhere. What would be, let's workshop a value proposition for them. Let's just assume they are going to Disney. Let's assume that all of their content is about Disney.
A very simple change that I would make, the journey awaits. If I just looked right at you and I said, if someone said, hey, what's your channel about? And I said, the journey awaits. And they weren't looking at the channel, they'd go, I don't know what that is. Could you tell me more? Right? That's what you want to think about when you're making a value prop. If there was just a few words underneath that said your guide to all things Disney, then I would go, I know what this is. He's a Disney guide.
Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Batal gets a gold star. That was really good. your guide to all things Disney. That's solid.
Those are the kind of things you want to think about. Really make it easy for the viewer to understand at a glance what this channel's about, who the target audience is, and why they would want to watch, right? Because if I knew that this was my guide to all things Disney, then you're talking movies, you're talking about some of the Disney's antiques and merch shops that they have down there, some of the resorts and the room tours. Now it starts to make sense. You're my guide. You're going to walk me through these all things Disney for the people who are Disney freaks or people who are just discovering Disney and want to know more about it and places to stay and places to visit when what part of the parks you really want to go to, those kind of things, then you've got me. I just don't quite see it here yet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to go this way. I'm sorry. Give an applause. But it was very close. This was one that I was right on the fence.
Right on the fence. And here's the thing. Everything Daniel just explained about the value proposition is just so spot on. And that was a great value proposition for this channel. But the key is once you have that value proposition, when you start uploading content, before you start uploading, when you start writing down video ideas, you need to ask yourself, is this video in alignment with my value proposition? If the answer is no, you don't upload that video to the channel. Yeah. Right. And I've got so many interests. I want to then start another channel. Right. But if you're the guide to all things Disney, then your videos need to represent that. Your entire body of work, your entire content library has to represent that you are a guide for all things Disney.
And don't be afraid to use that in your live streams, okay?
Yes.
We're in a live stream right now that's called Live Channel Reviews, okay? Grow your channel. It's written into the title, right? Grow your channel. Free YouTube channel reviews, grow your channel is the name of this live stream. If anybody wondered what was going on in this stream, they'd know from the title. The Journey Awaits Live doesn't do that. If this stream was called Streamyard Live, you'd be like, what if I don't know what Streamyard is? Why would I click and watch this? So think about, instead of the name of your channel, which people, if they've landed on your channel, they kind of know the name. If the Journey Awaits Live, if you're doing something live, then have a specific thing you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about our live stream, our favorite resorts at Disney, a live discussion, right? And then you start talking about the different resorts and be focused in the live stream so people go, oh, I want to join in. I've been meaning to ask somebody who's been there because we have a plan coming up. We're going to take a vacation. I'd like to talk and get some questions answered live. That's the perfect opportunity to do it. So just think about that.
Perfect. Okay, so that was 3 strikes for them.
3.
That means it's time to type in the next word. And since you just so brilliantly described that, and you added so much clarity to their channel, just like one value proposition, right? I like to think of a value proposition as your North Star, right? It's a direction that you head in to give you clarity on your channel. So that's going to be the word to type into the chat right now. It's clarity. Type the word clarity into the chat right now, and the StreamYard randomizer is going to randomly pull someone out of the chat who did type this in, and we're going to spin the wheel and review your channel.
Yeah, clarity. Was she the girl from Silence of the Lambs? No,
Probably.
that was Clarice. Sorry.
I love it. Somebody says add intro length. Question? I'm not sure. Add intro length.
Add intro. Oh, as a question of if they have intros in their video. That's what we could talk about in the future. Intro length. Man, I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of intros, period.
No.
Never mind length. You know what my length for an intro should be? 0.
Yeah.
Because if someone comes to my channel and I'm making a video about how to cure poison ivy, they don't need me going, welcome back to the channel. Here's some funky music and some images and graphics and hey, and click. And if you're here to have the first time, make sure you subscribe. Someone's going, I'm itching. I'm trying to cure poison ivy and you're prattling on. The very first thing you would start with in your video would be, hey, if you've got poison ivy and you're trying to get rid of that itch, let me talk to you about how you can do it quickly. Step number 1, and get to the value. I think what happens is small channels sometimes see some bigger channels that use some branding stuff and go, that's what I need to do. Worry about that when you're bigger. Your number 1 priority as a small channel should be get that viewer to watch your video for as long as you possibly can. And long intros are the fastest way to get them to click away.
Daniel, so we do have one that we have to add to the wheel. SM Postcard says we have to add chapters.
All right.
Now, for those people who do not know, and this is a great time to actually talk about this, chapters are timestamps, right? You've heard the word timestamps before. You put them in your description. And why this is so important now, especially if you have a utility type channel, a channel that's doing tutorials or education or something like that, YouTube is going to start I think they already started. They're going to start surfacing, or they did start surfacing, chapters for search results. So maybe as a whole, your video doesn't rank that well, but you might have a portion of that video that does really well, and they're going to start surfacing that when people are searching for things. So if you're not chaptering your videos, again, you're going to be losing out on views. I'm going to go back and I'm going to chapter all of my videos that are still relevant. If it's a video that's no longer relevant, I'm not going to do it. But if it's relevant, I'm going to go back and chapter everything that I have not chaptered.
Yeah, and keep in mind, be intentional about your chapters. Don't put chapters that are like intro, part 1. Part 2, because that doesn't help. Always think about what we're doing, just like titles and playlists. Use strong chapter titles that help the viewer understand what that portion of the video is about. If you're making a recipe, then in the very beginning you should be like ingredient. If you're making chicken parm, I always go back to chicken. If chicken parm recipe, then your first chapter might, if you're talking about the ingredients you need, then you'd be like the ingredients for chicken parm, right? So it's right there, nice and easy. Ingredients list for chicken parm, right? And then maybe you start talking about things like, what temperature you need to set the oven at, correct oven temperature setting for chicken parm, right? Or things like that. Make sure that they're optimized chapters that can be absorbed by places like Google, because we found out that Google actually uses chapters to help push out key moments on Google. If you've ever seen a video pop up that has just one section it automatically plays from when you do a search, that's them trying to find key moments. And if you help Google do that, you can expand search beyond just YouTube and actually help Google as well.
Solid. I like to think of chapter titles like little video titles, right? Think of like mini titles that you can add for your title instead of like, intro, introduction, or tip 1, tip 2, tip 3. You think about mini title names. So again, you're speaking to a very specific user, so they can see that if YouTube suggests that to a user, and they go, oh, wow, it's exactly what I'm looking for. So think of it in mini titles. And in regards to intros, right, we get a lot of people who typed in the word clarity, and I'm going to roll that here in just a second. But ask yourself this, if you're curious about intros or not. Have you ever sat down and logged into YouTube and started surfing YouTube looking for intros? Have you ever done that? Have you ever started clicking on videos looking for intros? The answer is no. You don't even have to tell me. The answer is no to that. Are you ready to run the drum roll?
I am. Whenever you're ready.
We don't run the drum roll. Are you ready to do the drum roll?
We're drumming. Drummer, take it away.
It's going to be
Beanie Draws. Our pal Beanie Draws. Well, Beanie, It's not Beanie's first time here, and this is, sometimes you can get hit. Even guys like Beanie who have so many things right. We love Beanie's channel, but when it comes to this crazy wheel, man, it just could be anything, right? The wheel could take a good man down. This wheel.
You never know what the wheel's going to do. You never know. And starting now, if you don't have pinned comments, you do get a double strike.
Double strike.
Double strike. We're skipping strike 1.
Yep. All right. You want to run this thing? Share that wheel up there, and let's.
There we go. Boom.
Beanie, let's see what you got,
what do
pal.
we have? Beanie's sweating bullets right now.
Sure he is.
Beanie's been hanging out in the community for a very long time. Beanie, you better be on point today. Don't embarrass us, Beanie. End screens.
End screens. All right, we've said it a million times. End screens. It's a very obvious place to push people towards more of your content. So let's take a peek at. Oh, let me get his channel really quick here. See, I don't have to type much, and you can see that I visited this channel before. So Beanie Draws. I'm going to pull up his most recent piece of content, make sure it's not a short, because sometimes you can't do that in a short. Nope, that's 11 minutes, 12 seconds. And I'm going to scroll right to the end, and let's see what our pal Beanie has to offer. I know. Let's see.
No way. No way, Beanie.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. Had me nervous for a second, but he does. He's got that right in there. So that is our first star for Mr. Beanie Draws. Good to have you with us today, pal. Yep. Let me go right back to the wheel. I'm not playing around here.
I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. I was really nervous on that one.
Man, you don't want to see a friend go down hard like that, but it happens in this game.
It does. The wheel is unforgiving. What's it going to be?
Ooh,
right,
this is a double strike scenario. The first one that we've had actually come. I'm gonna make this. We're gonna really gamify this because we expect a lot from you. D, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna just hold on a second.
Okay.
For a pinned comment, you tell me
which video.
You pick the video here. Which video?
Okay.
Do you
what are we
want?
gonna do? That one.
This
nope,
one.
that's a short. Nope, that's a short.
That's a short.
I don't want to do
a short.
Do that one right there.
The long version? This one right here. I'm going to click on this, Beanie. D has put your life in his hands. Do you have a pinned comment? Let's scroll down. Look at that. What are your thoughts? The actual fan Gigantosaurus. Watch much more detailed. Click here. A link to another piece of content right there. Mr. Beanie Draws avoiding the double strike situation by having a pinned comment, pushing towards more content. Fantastic, fantastic.
He dodged the bullet, but I want to say this. Think about less text in your pinned comment. Think about getting them right to the next video. Give them a little title. Tell them what to do. I love to tell people what to do. It's a call to action, right? It's no different than, hey, give this a thumbs up. And by the way, there's 143 people in here right now. Go ahead and give this a thumbs up right now if you haven't done so already. We'd appreciate it a lot. It lets us know that you're actually enjoying yourself. But in terms of a long pinned comment, tell them what to do. Watch next. Give them a short little title, then link out to that video.
Yeah, you've got it at the end here. You've nailed it right at the end where it says, if you want to watch my Gigantosaurus head, much more detail, click here. I would have condensed that down to, learn how to draw the head of a Gigantosaurus. Boom, I like the dinosaur emojis. That helps it pop. But just condense it a little bit, Beanie. I think, you're asking a lot of people to do anything. So if they have to read and then figure out what the link is, make it easy for them to go, oh, it's a quick link to this other piece of content. I know what it is. Because a lot of people don't know what the link is. You might be asking them to buy something and they go, I don't want to click anything that I don't know what it is. So make it easy for them to understand.
Let's spin the wheel.
All right, let's spin the wheel. So we've got
two.
One. That was 1 star or 2 stars?
No, 2. That was star number 2.
Okay, 2 stars. All right, so here we go. Let's go onto the wheel.
What's it going to be, Beanie? What's it going to be?
Beanie's head's on the chopping block. His Gigantosaurus head. And it is cards. Boy, I would say this is another double strike scenario. Unfortunately, this is one of those ones now. If you don't have cards, man, I think that we're not doing our job if you don't have cards. I'm scrolling right up here, and here's the awesome thing. I don't even have to look very far before I see the white dot in the corner, and I know there's a card, and he's pushing towards a single video, which is my preference either way. So nicely done. Is that 3? Does Beanie move on to the final round? Wow, that is fantastic, my friend. Congratulations. We're going to put you into the end, into our final draw at the end of the day. Let me see.
Congratulations.
D, what are we going to pick for another word for these people?
playlist.
We've
only been able to pull up one, or the wheel's only decided to pull up one channel for playlist so far. So the word to type in right now, and I'm hoping the wheel will see this so we can actually get some weight and start pulling up some playlists to see if they're optimized. The word to type into the chat right now is the word playlist, exactly how you see it on the screen. And by the way, for those of you who are just joining us and you're wondering how we're doing all of this, we're obviously doing this using StreamYard. We are on the StreamYard channel. If you are not live streaming yet, you're trying to figure out how to get started, there is a link in the description to StreamYard. You can get started with them for free. And the tool that we're using is a free tool from StreamYard as well. It is their giveaway tool. So if you're a StreamYard user, you just go to streamyard.com/giveaway. Then you do a screen share and you pull this up. You select your browser and you pull this up, and it will randomize the winners out of the chat. Amazing tool. Amazing tool. Fit Dad Chris says, I can't wait to figure out a way to implement this into my next live stream. Yeah, this is a really fun tool. This is a really fun tool. You can make it, you can use hashtags, you can use individual words. The great thing is it randomizes everything. So if you're trying to do a giveaway or trying to choose any sort of a winner for anything out of the chat, everyone has a fair chance. Everyone has a fair chance, which is amazing, because anytime it gets into like channel reviews or giveaways, people are always talking about, oh, it's not fair. It's not fair. This makes everything fair.
Yeah, and that's, that's the great thing about it. It really is a simple way to not only potentially win some prizes, but learn the things that, you really should be doing on YouTube to grow your channel more rapidly. Really pay attention to optimizing for the viewers so that that your content is there and ready for them to easily access another piece of content from whatever they may be watching at that given moment. Super important.
All right, we have 87 entries so far. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Gonna be. What's it gonna be? Oh, Paul Paggy sneaking in there.
Oh, that was close. Elizabeth Sampson. Paul,
and while you're pulling up Elizabeth's channel, I want to mention something really quick. I saw somebody mention something in the chat about the wheel. The wheel is not part of StreamYard. What is part of StreamYard is what you're looking at on the screen right now, where you type in a word or a hashtag and it randomizes a winner. That is part of the StreamYard giveaway tool. The wheel that Daniel's going to pull up to spin, that's something different that we're bringing in. We're actually doing a screen share of his computer and we're pulling in the wheel. So you can do that. You can find, there's tons of different wheels that you can find online.
Yeah, this was just an app that I actually purchased. It's on my iPad that sometimes works properly and then sometimes doesn't.
Yeah.
Kind of like me. I'm the same way. All right. So
you got her?
Let me see. Yeah, I got her channel. I'm not even going to look. She's already shared. I've got her channel. She's ready to go. So let me just make sure what she's saying.
Elizabeth says, I got my pen ready to take notes. I hope you're ready to win. I hope you're ready to win.
All right. Because we don't. I'm just ready to spin. All right.
Here we go.
What do we got?
Gonna be.
That looks like end screens. Boy, have we talked about this one a bunch. Wait a minute. What have we decided are the potential double strike categories right now?
Moving forward. Okay, so on this particular channel, it's pinned comments. If you don't have a pinned comment, it's a double strike.
Okay.
And then starting after this, because we didn't make it official, on the next channel, starting on that channel, you also get a double strike if you don't have an end screen or a card.
Wow. All right. Okay. We're not playing around here, folks. It's getting serious. This game is going to start moving a lot faster.
That's right.
We're going to start right off with end screens. I'm going right to the latest video. Let me get full screen here. And I want to see if there's I
don't know what's going on there, but that looked cool.
Just when we were talking about intros, whether we like them or not. Let me get right to the end and let's see if an end screen pops up here. I see 2 ends, 3, 4. Oh, wow. They're just coming at me from all. There are definitely end screens here. One thing I would probably recommend to you, Elizabeth, do you share the screen really quickly? Think about looking at this from a mobile app, right? And you've got your drawing there, then you've got all these different. It's very hard for me to understand what I can barely read the writing that's going on in these. So if you're going to use an end screen, you might want to consider actually making like an end screen element that you work into your video that could say something like, watch it, watch more watercolors here, and then lay that next video into it, because I'm having a hard time understanding. It's a lot going on. Imagine this on a mobile device. I'd be like, am I supposed to click this? What am I supposed to do? I don't know what each thing is. It just looks like a lot of watercolors. So just consider the intentionality of what you do and maybe simplify it a little. But you do have end screens, so that's a win. That is a star.
That is a win. And we talked about the word clarity, and that includes your end screen. Just like Daniel said, when somebody gets to the end of your video, think about just showing them exactly the one thing they need to do next. Or if you want to do two, that's fine. But you're putting a lot of stuff in there. And first of all, you do have them, so congratulations on that. But just think about just handing them off to the most logical choice that the viewer is going to watch next. You're going to get a lot more views coming in from that, instead of just like, here's a bunch of stuff, choose something to click on. Here's what you click on next, and make sure it's relevant to the thing that they watch next. It could be a part 2. It could be an expansion of the video that you just made. It could be, since it is something about painting, it could be talking about the brushes or the pencils or the pens that you used in this particular video. Just think it through.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
Hand them off. Hand them off to the next video.
Make it easy for them to find the next piece of content, right?
Yep.
There we go. Okay, let's do this. Let's go back to the wheel.
You've used the analogy a bunch of times about shopping. So I like to think of clarity in terms of, imagine going into the shopping, to the grocery store, and instead of having a cereal aisle, you just have an aisle that's full of all sorts of different foods.
In boxes.
Like, what am I? Yeah,
just in big boxes.
Big boxes everywhere. And like, what do I do? Versus just focused right on, well, here's the bag of nuts that you need to get, right?
Bag of nuts. That's Dee out shopping for a bag of nuts, everybody.
That's what I got, man.
It's the weekend. Bag of nuts.
It's the weekend. Bag of nuts. Bag of almonds. Bag of walnuts. Here we go.
Oh, well, I got to tell you, this is absolutely a double strike scenario here, because you did say pinned comment. We've talked about it so much that if we don't see a pinned comment linking to another piece of content, then this could be a 2-strike scenario for you, my friend.
We might even ban you from YouTube.
Do we have that kind of power? We're omnipotent. Let's see here.
Can't we?
All right, so I'm going to stay right here on the most recent video, because if there was ever a chance that you would have heard something along the way of today's live stream, you would have gone, let me at least go to the newest video and put a pinned comment or something there. Please, let's scroll. And look what we have right here. For more on letting go, there is a pinned comment from 3 days ago. So she did not pin it just right now. She has actually been doing this all along. So that is a gold star, my friend. That's 2 gold stars.
Yep. Congratulations.
Man, nicely done. Elizabeth, you're doing all the good things here. I think the wheel is your friend currently. But as we've come to find out, the wheel can turn on a dime. Okay?
The wheel giveth, the wheel taketh away.
Taketh away.
Yes.
Link in the description. Now, you've got a free pass here on this one, because, moving forward, we're going to say anyone who doesn't have these is going to get a double strike. But for now, this is only a single strike scenario. But for you, it's something that you definitely should have caught on to. Now, one thing I'm going to say right here is I automatically see that there is a link. See more right here. It's in there. I think you actually have it. Let me just double check and see if that opens up to another piece of your content, which it does. Elizabeth Sampson, that is 3 stars. And you were moving on to the end, my friend. Final wheel spin at the end of the game.
I love that. One thing that I like to do when it comes to drawing attention to any sort of a link, be it in a pinned comment or be something in your description, take a little emoji. I like to use like the fire emoji, the flame emoji, or a finger pointing, or as Beanie has, dinosaurs. Choose something that will just get the viewer's attention and make them look at it. Because if you've got a wall of text and there's a bunch of text and you've got a link, they might gloss over that. Get something colorful, draw their eyes right to that thing so they can see, hey, watch next, and then lead them off that way.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's it's such an easy thing to do too, that if you don't if you know that there's the ability to do something that that will actually push a viewer towards more of your content, or something that they might be interested, that's relevant. This is really what you want to think about. when someone's watching your video, YouTube is trying to pick up signals that will help them decide what to serve next. They're going to put something in the up next in the suggested sidebar. You want to help them do that any way you can. So making it easy for someone to see that link, make it simple. Just putting a link in there buried around a lot of words can be difficult. Think about packaging, the way you put things together. When you leave a pinned comment, make it simple. Watch this next video here. Maybe tell them what it really quickly is. Like when we were talking about beanies, I'll show you how to draw this Gigantosaurus head or whatever that one was, and then point to the link and maybe have the dinosaur emoji like he had. Really makes it easy to catch your eye and go, oh, cool, I'd like to learn that. And it's not something that's so buried down in there that it's hard to get that person to click. They might miss it, right? So it's not just about putting the things in. It's putting these things in effectively so people click. They start sending traffic signals. YouTube picks up on those traffic signals and starts adopting them themselves and doing the exact same things on their end, trying to recommend more of your content to the next viewer.
You got it. And the word to type in right now is double strike with no space in between. Double strike is if you're writing one word, because that is what's going to happen moving forward. If you do not have a pinned comment, if you do not have a link in your description, if you do not have a card, if you do not have an end screen, if you do not have one of those 4 things and the wheel chooses them, you are getting a double strike.
Yeah, this
we're
is getting
up
tough.
In the ante on this one.
Yeah, we're not playing around right now. This is
we've been streaming for an hour and 14 minutes. You've had plenty of time to go add those things, at least to your recent videos. We might even give you a break. Like if you've got it on your, what the last 3, 4, 5 videos or something like that, we might give you some slack if you don't have it on your last 20. We'll see. Or maybe not. I don't know. It's up to Daniel.
It depends on how I'm feeling.
We're going to do the good cop, bad cop thing on this one.
And you never know which one was the good cop. Look at us. It could go either way. It could totally go either way.
We could both be bad cops. You never know.
Oh, man. All right. I'm just trying to make sure we have everybody put into the final winner's wheel here, too. Sometimes this takes me a minute to make sure all the things are typed in.
Yep. Your palm should be getting sweaty right about now because it's double strike time. You know what? This should be like a whole segment of the game show where we just like amplify things. Yeah. Like 1 strike, you're out, right? Like we might
before we just look at your channel and go, nah, sorry. Yeah, no, not today.
All right, you ready to roll it? You ready? We got 85 people. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here, roll it.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah, me too.
Who do we got? Who do we got?
How many ball pack?
Whoa, SM postcards. Right. SM postcards. This is the very same person who told us that we should consider putting chapters into our wheel, which I will. My wheel is a little bit tricky to modify on the fly here, but we will absolutely consider that. I thought that was a great suggestion.
I love that. Jessica says it called sudden death. That's what it is. We should have like one section at the end where it's just sudden death. We get sudden 1 strike. We'll look at one wheel spin. Maybe
you get 1 wheel spin. Yes, you're in or out. Yeah, I like it. I like the idea.
A sudden death round. I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, I want to say this on a personal note here. So SM Postcards here, he is one of my channel members. Okay. We've been working on his channel to improve everything on his channel. So don't make me look bad here. SM Postcards, don't make me look bad. Make me proud today. Make me proud today.
I'm trying to find the channel in search. Here it is. Okay.
Oh, you found him? Okay, there you go.
I have it.
All
right. So as you know, we can't do anything. We're going to go right to the wheel because we would like to decide what to look at, but we don't have that power. We have a wheel that decides all of this stuff for us. So let me grab the wheel.
Right.
And let the wheel do it. Reset. Let's do it. And remember, with pinned comments, link in, what do we say? Pinned comments, end screens, or cards. If you don't have them, these are double strikes.
Cards, end screens, link description, pinned comment.
Well, you lucked out because it's clear value proposition. And if you've been working with Dee at all, you should know exactly what a clear value proposition is.
I can tell you, I'm probably more nervous than he is right now.
Okay, here it is, and it says, learn about postcard reselling with SM Postcards. Boy, I don't know what postcard reselling is, but I absolutely know exactly what this channel is about. There must be a market for reselling postcards. I didn't even know any of that.
You learn something new every day.
There you go. But I can absolutely say I know what this channel is about at a glance. I would be like, hey, he's going to teach us about reselling postcards. Let me scroll. I know. You may have taken a couple of years off of Dee's life either way right there, but thank you for getting it right. That's fantastic. That's star number 1. So you're well on your way to the end of the game wheel spin. So let me, let's pull up hold on a second. Let me pull up that wheel again and let's give her another spin.
Yep.
This is probably, what was the comment?
Nervous. I feel like this is my channel.
Make him proud.
Make me proud.
Ooh, this is a double strike scenario, my friend. So you definitely need to make Dee proud here. Okay, you ready? What are we gonna go with? Latest video?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay, latest. Let me make sure it's a full video. That's 44 postcard decals. Let's go with something that's. I'm gonna make sure it's not a live stream because not everybody would do it on a live stream. As long as it's not a live. That's a long video, though. 44 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to click. Let's see if there's an end screen. Boy, I tell you what. Can you see all the little sections underneath here? That means he's got his chapters in place. I like that.
Yep.
Let's go right near the end, and let's look for an end screen.
I'm nervous. Don't do me dirty. Don't do me dirty.
I think that's Venom. Nope. Subscribe now. Come on.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Boy, this is. I need to drum roll for this. There it is. You do, in fact, have an end screen, which is fantastic. I love that you have that there. Well done. So that's 2 stars. Correct? 2 stars. 2 stars.
2 stars.
Yes.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, I know. Dee, this is not fair. We should not have people that we have in our memberships group here because I feel like it puts the pressure on us. We should get an immediate strike ourselves.
Man,
share the strike with them. All right, let's go right back to the wheel.
It's gonna be.
Come on, double strike scenario. Sorry, I don't mean to root against you.
Root against me.
Optimized titles. All right. Remember, folks, optimized titles are really important to make sure it's easy for the viewer to understand exactly what the content is about, why they would want to watch, what the value is for them. So let's take a look really quickly at all of the videos. I'm going to pull out the magnifying glass. Dee, this is your boy, so I'm going to let you read and I'm going to let you make the decision. What do you think?
I can't. I'm too nervous.
All right, I'll do it.
You do this one.
What's so interesting about?
I'm gonna vomit on myself. I'm gonna throw up on myself.
Can we get some medication? I'm gonna need some medication from my friend D over in the corner there. He might need a vomit bag. All right, let me get the magnifying glass working. What's so interesting about postcard decals? I don't know. I guess I would have to click on this video to find out. Then and Now, the 1960s Kankakee, I'm pronouncing that wrong, Illinois postcards. What are skyscraper postcards all about? Then and Now, 1920s Moments, Illinois postcards. See the one metric that got me to top-rated seller. That's an eBay thing, so I guess that's the reselling postcards. What's behind these large postcards? What's sold on, let me see the whole title. What's sold on Etsy, eBay, and more? eBay, Etsy, and more. Yeah, all right. I'm kind of getting it. It's all about postcards and selling postcards. And every time I read one of these titles, I'm really getting that we need to talk about postcard sets, miniature postcards explained, the sort of then and now pictures from the postcards and what they look like then and then now. I'm going to give it to them. I think these are there. I know what this is about. I didn't know there was a market for this, but if someone said to me, did you know anything about reselling postcards? I'd go, yeah, have you seen SM Postcards channel? He has a whole YouTube channel about reselling these postcards on Etsy and eBay. How do I know that? By quick glance at his channel and reading some of his titles and reading the value proposition up in the channel art. That's how I know what this is about. So make sure that on your own channel, you make it that easy for everybody else. So that's 3, right? 3 wins?
That's 3 wins. Congratulations. You didn't do me dirty. You did me proud. Thank you.
That was nice. That's a huge achievement right there. And you get to go into the final round. And I will add you to that wheel.
Yes. I love it. I love it. All right. The word to type in right now is YouTube. The word to type in is YouTube, just how you see it right there.
YouTube. What's that?
YouTube. Kind of like TikTok. It's like TikTok.
Something those kids are doing, all the crazy kids doing now.
Yeah, it's like TikTok.
It's like TikTok.
But longer. It's like TikTok, but longer.
It's like TikTok, but this way.
Isn't it crazy how YouTube is going shorter and TikTok is going longer? Like, quite weird.
How the platforms are now chasing each other, right? YouTube wants to put in shorts, and now TikTok is like, we need longer form content.
Yeah. TikTok is testing out 10-minute videos. That's crazy.
Didn't I hear your brother say the other day that TikTok just surpassed YouTube for watch time?
Yes.
It's crazy.
So watch time per viewer. So viewers are spending more time watching TikTok per session than they are YouTube. That's Don't sleep on TikTok is what I'm trying to say.
That's why, like we always say, I mean, we're talking YouTube today, but as our friend Roberto would say, be platform agnostic. Don't be afraid to put your content on more than one platform because opportunities out there. But today we're talking about YouTube. That's what's up there, YouTube. I can read.
That's right.
Make sure you spell it like Dee spells it. Capital Y, capital T.
Whew, man, my heart's still pounding from pulling up the postcard channel.
Guys, you got to stop doing this to us. We're old.
You know what it was
we
like?
Could collapse at any minute.
It was like watching your kid at a baseball game, and he's up to bat, and you're like, "Come on, Johnny! Come on, Johnny! Don't miss."
I don't want to harp on anything here, but your kid at a baseball game. Come on now. If you told you actually have kids, you have your kids you're hiding somewhere. That
well, the funny thing
is,
if I'm like, "Hey, my kid's at a game," you would have to question where I stole the kid from because I don't have kids. First flag. Where did you find a kid? And where's his parents?
Come on, Johnny, it's time to go home. I don't know you. You're not my real father.
You're not my daddy. Yeah.
Not that again. Danger.
Yeah. Not twice in a month. We don't want to do that. All right, you ready to roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Here we go.
All right. What do we got? Who's
it gonna be?
And the winner is Andy HHHDX. Okay,
right,
Andy.
But while Daniel pulls up your channel, Andy, me looking in here on your channel, that's a really difficult name to recommend to somebody. So I would consider coming up with something there for a last name or something that adds a little bit more clarity. Reason being, if I just want to tell someone about your channel, I'm probably not going to remember like a Triple HDX. I'll remember Andy, no problem.
Yeah,
but
I agree. I think
it is your channel. Do what you want.
I always say, like, I agree with you, Dee. I think that when you say make it easy for the viewer to understand, I really think in all situations, in your channel name, in your channel art, in your thumbnails, in your video titles, in the way you title your playlists, in your descriptions, the way you write a link in a pinned comment or put it in the description linking to another piece of content, make it easy. Make it easy for them. The harder you make it for them to do something or to understand something, then there's a less chance of them actually engaging and interacting with your content. Simplify. I promise you, keeping things simple will always have a faster connection point. That's why when you're building things like thumbnails, something that someone can understand at a glance instead of being cluttered is always a better performing thumbnail.
Yes.
Okay, now listen, we're not going to look at anything right now because we are going to let the wheel decide what we're going to look at. So let me remove this for a second. Let's pull up the wheel. We need to go with the best practices wheel. Let's make sure it's reset because we want everything in there. All right, let's roll this thing.
Here we go. Ladies, it's going to be Randy. Remember, this is double strike.
That is a double strike situation, my friend, with the pinned comment. I hope, Andy, that somewhere in here you've decided that pinned comments are important and taken our advice. Dee, you picked the video we're going to take a look at. First one, second one, third one?
Let's do the weird one, the green one, the fourth one over.
Weird one. You got it. Don't insult him like that. You don't know what his content's like. Now, we're about to scroll down. If you have a pinned comment, you get a gold star. If you don't have a pinned comment in the double strike scenario, you're going to get 2 strikes.
Right.
Oh no, I do not see a pinned comment. Andy, Triple H, XD, and a couple other consonants. Make sure that you are putting pinned comments into your content and keeping them above, linking to another piece of content. These are the kind of spaces that you can recommend more of your content. Don't let them lapse.
I know that we've had a lot of people come in and join us later, right? Because we talked about this early on. Can you go into the importance of sending people off to watch another piece of content? Because you just made a whole video about this.
Yep.
Can you go into the importance of
I'll tell you in a nutshell. Yes, my last video, I ran a test where I put a video up and then I went to everybody I knew and I said, everybody I knew, whether they really watched my channel or didn't matter, anyone I could reach out to. And I said, hey, do me a favor. Here's the link to my video. Just go there. You don't even have to watch the video. Just tell me right off the bat what YouTube, scroll to the end, what is YouTube recommending as up next and at the top of suggested? And I said, take a picture and just send me the picture back. Every single person that sent me a picture back in the first 24 hours sent me a picture of the exact same video. my video, the video that I had put in the card, end screen, pin comment, and link in the description above a fold. All 4 places recommending the exact same single video. And the reason that they started seeing that video recommended by YouTube is if I looked at my data, I went and showed the data. The minute I started putting in that in all 4 places, people watched my video. I recommended something that was a decent video that was relevant and had good performance metrics. They clicked, and it didn't matter where they clicked. Card, end screen, pin comment, link in the description. No matter who clicked what, all of them sent the exact same traffic signal back to YouTube. People who watch this video go on to watch this next video, and then YouTube started recommending that video themselves. This is why these are so important. Don't just think cards are like, oh yes, I get a few views from cards, but whatever. Think about how this stuff all works together. That's why it's important. Be really intentional and have all these places pushing towards your next piece of content, because it's not about the one spot. It's about all of it working together to influence the way that YouTube recommends your content.
So key and perfectly said. The thing that so many people miss is that you have an entire content library. Instead of thinking about video, think about how can my entire content library support itself, right? Think of it as a web, right? The World Wide Web, right? Think about creating a series of videos that complement each other, that make sense for a viewer to watch one video and then go watch the next video and then go watch the next video. When you do that, YouTube takes notice.
Yeah. I actually, when I'm sometimes just have my channel on the background, my videos are like, you look great. No, you look great, because they complement each other. Let's spin the wheel.
Yeah. Here we go. He's only got 1 strike left.
That's it.
That's it. It's going to be.
All right. Now this is the clear titles. Quickly explain to everybody, remind them what we mean by clear titles. Optimized titles.
A clear optimized title is exactly that. It is a clear title that speaks directly to your target audience. If someone sees your video, they see your title, they don't have to think about, I wonder what this video is about. What's going on here? It's very clear. It speaks to them. It doesn't leave them wondering what the video is about, what the channel is about. It's just like super, super clear. So when somebody says, yeah, that's exactly what I want, and they click in and they watch that video. Clarity. And right off the bat, let's look at some of these titles. The Nulexi C903 webcam review, webcam that follows your face, the OWOW face tracking, I can't pronounce that, Solar CCT PTZ camera review, the MaxHub 1080p webcam review, Lenovo 300 FHD 1080p webcam review. Boy, you know, they're pretty straightforward titles, but I know exactly what this is about. I think that is a total win for you, my friend Andy. That was really well done. Really well easy to understand. The one thing I would give you as a piece of advice, you're doing very direct optimizing for search. Andy, don't be afraid to also optimize for the viewer when it comes to titles. Instead of just doing webcam review, webcam review, webcam review, don't be afraid to do things like compare the two. And then if you've already made the content, put them together and say, which is the better webcam, ? And then start doing things that would compel the viewer to click. Is the the Logitech, 930E webcam worth the money? Do things that you would have to click to get those answers. Don't always feel like you just have to say review, review, review. Build things that actually get that pose questions and get the viewer to want to be compelled to click, not just for review, but to actually get into a discussion of it. Love it. Spin that wheel.
I will. Let me pull that wheel up.
Pull the wheel up.
All right, wheel. Let's do this.
I'm glad Andy has optimized titles.
I did too.
I didn't want to ship him off just yet.
I know that would have been a hard strike to take.
Yep. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go.
Well, it doesn't really matter. This is a double strike scenario, but you have 2 strikes already, so it doesn't matter if it's 1 strike or 2. Let's please hope that you are using end screens. They are so important to push people towards more content. Let me scroll to the end. And there it is. I see an end screen. So we are now 2 stars, 2 strikes.
And this is the amazing thing about the wheel. Like, he might win after all. Even though he started with a double strike, he might win.
Yeah. Listen, we don't have any control here. Listen, if you're not happy with the way things turn out, don't blame us.
That's right.
Blame the wheel.
Blame the wheel.
It all comes down to this.
A clear value proposition. proposition.
Now this one is tricky, my friend. A clear value proposition, as we've described before, should be that if I come to your channel in an instant, I should understand what the channel's about, who the target audience, and beyond that, why they would want to watch your channel, as opposed not just to other similar channels that might do things that you do, but other channels that they might get served in a specific watch session. So if they're watching around and scrolling around, they see a video and they click, let me check out this Andy Triple H DX. Let me go check his channel. You want to make sure that what they see right when they come to your channel is clear and easy to understand and explains exactly to the viewer those three things. D, let's take a peek here. There's Andy. You can tell
Andy.
he's pointing at his face right there.
HDX.
It says tech reviews, tech tutorials, Andy HHHDX leading by example. I think I kind of get it. Tech reviews and tech tutorials. I'm kind of getting what this channel's about. I think you could probably expand upon that, but if I'm going to make a judgment based upon do I know what this channel's about, I don't even have to scroll before I say, yeah, he's going to talk all things tech, reviews and tutorials.
Yeah, one thing I would think about, though, in addition to maybe detailing that out a little bit, the lead by example kind of throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
But tech reviews, tech tutorials, it's clear. It's clear what's going on there.
Yeah, fortunately, the lead by example is really small and under here. The first things that I see coming in is your face looking right into the camera. I always like it when someone puts a picture and I know who you are. I'm like, that's Andy. Tech reviews, tech. I think I get it. I like what's going on here. D, what are we at for time here? Now, should we be rolling a wheel? Are we at the end of the game?
Andy moves on to the finals. Now we're going to choose the final winner. We're going to choose the final winner. And Daniel, you want to tell them what they're going to get? They get to pick something out of the Streamyard merch store.
Anything. Whoever wins this today, what we're going to do is we're going to have you contact us and we're going to allow you to go into the Streamyard merch store and pick anything that Streamyard is offering. They have duck pillows. They have hoodies. They have t-shirts. They have coffee mugs. Look at this stuff. Look, any of this could be yours. I'm telling you. The pillows.
I feel like we need more Streamyard. Hold on. There we go. Get the duck up in the corner now. Hold it up. Is there any more Streamyard that we could add to this?
No. Well, I could show my tattoo, but it's in an unmentionable place.
Here, we can get one more thing. Here, we get the Streamyard up in the corner. There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Maximum Streamyard.
Andy,
Maximum
imagine that.
StreamYard.
Imagine that hand holding a coffee mug or resting your head on a pillow.
Yes.
With Streamyard on it.
You know,
and if we didn't, listen, anyone who hasn't tried using Streamyard who is sponsoring this show today, we have to thank them very much for letting us do this. Please, we have links down below where you can start using Streamyard for free today and actually do the same kind of things that you're seeing us do. Down below, click a link, get started. It's easy and it's free to get started today.
It is.
All right.
I think it's the easiest way to get up and streaming. This is one of those things, it's browser based. You really don't have to think anything through. You just go through and it walks you through a process of connecting your camera, connecting your audio, and you can connect your YouTube channel, your Twitch channel, your Facebook account, LinkedIn account, whatever you want to go live on, and just hit go live.
All right. I'm just double checking with Megan here, who's holding us together, really. The real brains behind this operation.
The glue behind this operation.
Making sure that we have all the names in here. I think that's Miss Mischief is the only one I have to make sure that I have in here as well. So it looks like we have, I believe, 6 winners today. Could it be 6 winners? Let me see. I've got Miscellaneous Mischief is investment. I'm not going to say that. Dr. Ogby, Beanie Draws, Elizabeth Sampson, SMP Postcards, and Andy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7. Wait a minute. Am I missing one? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me see which one I'm missing. I will figure it out. Megan says there's 7. Wow, we got 7 winners today. That's incredible.
We have SMP postcards. Yes. Okay.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got the Investmentos, which I can't spell the whole thing.
We had somebody win before him, I believe.
I'm seeing Beanie Draws. Elizabeth Sampson's in here.
Who are we missing?
SMP Postcards and Andy. Oh, Andy for some reason didn't stay in. Let me put that in again. Hold on, Andy. That was the one. Maybe I tried to insert too many H's, and that was I didn't like the H's.
One H too many.
One H too many could have been it. It's as simple as that. One H too many can throw the entire wheel spin off. Okay, I now have 7 winners.
Yeah, and I just want to say personally, like if you get a chance to get something out of the store, I would either go with the hoodie or I would go with this ginormous cup.
The
This
hoodies
thing
are
is like
super
the best.
soft.
This is the best cup you're ever going to own.
I do love the hoodies too, though. They're like super soft.
Yeah.
Let me do this. So now listen, we're going to be doing this the second Saturday of every month here on the Streamyard channel. So if you didn't win today, please go forward and take some of the things that we've talked about here, go to your channel and implement them. So if you do get called up, you have a better chance of moving on to the end of the final round and winning some of the great gear that we've been showing you courtesy of Streamyard. Are we ready to roll this thing? Hoodie, Elizabeth, I'm with you. I love the hoodie. It's really super. And we're going into the winter months now.
Yeah, we're ready to roll this. I also want to say, if you're not subscribed to the Streamyard channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. They've got all sorts of shows that can help you become a better live streamer and teach you how Streamyard works. So make sure you subscribe to this channel.
All right, let's do this.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Did I put enough H's in Andy's name? I hope so.
I hope so.
I'm seeing that it is Elizabeth Sampson is our winner today. Thank you so much for playing today, Elizabeth. Congratulations on that. Listen, what we'll need you to do is I'm going to have Megan drop an email into the chat. I want you to reach out to Megan at her email, at our office email, and just send us your information, and we'll get in touch to make sure that you can pick from the catalog and get you awarded. That way we can get all your private information, mailing address, and all those things, and get something sent off to you that you'd like to have. If it's going to be that hoodie, I think that's a good choice too. She did say hoodie, I think.
She did say, she says she wants a hoodie.
All right, so listen, make sure you reach out. Megan's address, nice and easy. Her email address is megan@danielbatal.com, MEGAN@danielbatal.com, and we'll get you all hooked up. Listen, Dee, as always, this has been another exciting game show experience.
Yeah, as usual. You know, what I love the most, my favorite point of the entire show today, besides the fact that Elizabeth just won and she's going to get a hoodie, is when people started typing in that they were making changes on the fly.
Yep. That is really what it's about. It's not just about winning. Trust me, if you do the changes that we're talking about and start applying yourself and recommending more of your own content and getting your channel optimized, the real win will be the channel growth that you start to see by actually getting your channel to do some of the right things that can help it progress.
Yeah. So, Mr. Batal, thank you so much. I will catch you next time, second Saturday of every month. We're going to do this again. We're here every single month. You get another chance to win, or we might even pull your channel up again if you win. So thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you, Streamyard. Daniel, parting words?
Wheel spin. That's all I got. Wheel.